Hey there, Jess here, Aerogelm Farms. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out in the shop and we are doing a tool review on this 65-piece impact socket set from VEVOR. They sent this to me for free to bring a video to you guys. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. Let's take a look at it. And I thought that a good first test would be just to see if it survived the FedEx truck. And as you can see here, it did okay, but could have done a lot better. Now I had one reason I ordered this. Now one reason I wanted this set is, well, one, because it is a 1/2 inch impact set, pretty well rounded on all the sizes. Comes with a few other things here that we'll talk about. Nice little set. I wanted this to throw in the truck, and it had the case, and so I thought, man, that's awesome. I have this case. I can throw this in the toolbox in the bed of my truck, and I'll have these impact rated sockets whenever I need them. Instead of pulling the impact sockets out of my main toolbox here in the shop, I can just leave this in the truck. However, you can see, like every other plastic tool case out there, they put the foam insert in there to hopefully keep these in place. And we had a lot of them that just didn't make it. So not the end of the world, at least they're contained inside the case, and I wouldn't have to worry about them rolling around in my toolbox. However, I don't know why companies can't make a case to hold all their stuff in place and not have it come dislodged like these did here. Now, in all reality, I'm betting that my truck isn't going to bounce around as much as what this did inside the FedEx truck, but you know, it is what it is. So anyhow, with that, let me straighten all these up. We'll get a good look at them, and I'll show you what I like, and then we'll go put some of these to use. All right, as you can see here, got everything put back in its place until the next time that I open it up. But really a nice looking set overall. Actually, it has a pretty good range of sizes, and I like that it has both standard and your deep sockets as well, all in the same case. All of your metrics go from 10 millimeters to 24 millimeters, and all of the standard or imperial sizes go from 3/8 to 1.25 inches. Again, it has those sizes both from your standard all the way to your deep socket. You have 3 different sizes of extensions, so that's pretty nice. Have a ratchet, so you can use these without an impact driver if you wanted to, or cordless impact. And they have 2 size changers. One is a 3/8 female to a 1/2 inch male, and also a 1/2 inch male, or a 1/2 inch female to a 3/8 male. So that's pretty nice to include. I don't know how many times I've needed something like that and didn't have it. But with those, I can also use this with my 3/8 impact. Now, one thing I also do like is the laser engraving that they have on these. Makes the sizes visible under pretty much any lighting condition. A lot of times I'm out in the dark or low light working on stuff, and it's nice to have that as a contrast. Now, my experience with laser engraved stuff in the past is that it can wear off. If you wear certain spots out on that tool, it can become illegible. But the good thing about these is they have also stamped that in the side. So you have the stamped size, but you also have the laser engraved. So if that does ever wear off, you can look at the stamp size and tell what it is. Now, the ratchet itself, it feels pretty solid. The gears feel pretty good, actually. It feels better than I thought it would, and doesn't have as much slack in it as I thought it would. So I'm actually surprised and impressed by the ratchet as well. Now, even though the case doesn't hold these quite as well as I would have liked, I do like their latch setup, as long as it holds up. With all of these plastic cases, the latches are always kind of cheapy feeling. And these are still plastic latches, however, it's a different style of latch than what you find on most other plastic cases, like this right here. A lot of them will just have this on the front and the sides, but at least they put this different style on the front, so hopefully these will last longer. We're just throwing it in the back of the side by side. All of the sockets actually stayed where they were at. So, that's a good sign. So odds are, as long as you keep this case flat when it's hitting all those bumps and things like that, everything's probably gonna stay where it's supposed to be. Well, I wasn't able to hammer on it as much as I would have liked to. I actually ended up loosening those bolts off. And I thought this rusty old disc, I would have to cut a lot of these bolts off, but it looks like Impact is going to be able to get most of them. So definitely didn't test it as good as I wanted to, but hey, sockets worked. That's really all I could ask of them. Now, another feature that these have is they're all 6-point hex. VEVOR claims that this helps reduce stripping, which is a typical feature that you see on most of your Impact style sockets. These also have the black, I call it black oxide. I don't know what their actual name for it is. It's just the anti-rust type treatment. It's kind of a matte black, also typical on a lot of your heavier duty Impact rated tools. And these are CRV, which is a good quality metal and another common metal used in tools and Impact rated. So there's a look at the VEVOR 65-piece Impact rated 1/2 inch socket set, 1/2 inch drive. Overall, I think the quality is good. It's definitely good for what I'm going to use it for. Again, I'm just going to throw this case in the toolbox in the bed of my truck, and that way I have a decent, well-rounded set that I can throw in the toolbox. I will leave a link down in the description for this set, as well as a discount code. So if you want to order this or anything else on the VEVOR website, you can use that discount code and save a few bucks. But anyhow, that's it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed this tool review. We'll see you on the next one.